Welcome back to Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. Remember last time we destroyed a robot made of junk. That opens up the shortcut in Peach's castle, but first, forum user Ramen Gank noticed something off the side of the screen the last episode. There's one toad left. Fat Toad is now the best character.
He's just always fat.
I'm gonna come hang out with him once the game's over.
He should have just been, like, even bigger when the blorbs were there.
Just an entire screen of nothing but him.
He should be the size of large Bowser.
Oh my god.
He is the final boss.
The final boss is just moving him. We could have actually gotten to that purple pipe in Peach's castle before, but it would have been blocked off with junk. The other pipes up there go to Bowser's castle in two different spots. There's also pipes to the lake and the lake.
Just the lake.
Well, there's two to the lake. One to either side.
Handy. Now we get to go back inside Bowser, because he's not stuck in a safe anymore.
Oh, unfortunately his old age is catching up with him and he's got a bad back. I'm wondering why the base of Bowser's back is Toadsworth's meditation room, but, well...
It looks pretty peaceful.
Maybe he's got a bad back too and they can commiserate. He just senses the bad back energy and it calms him. Oh, we're gonna stimulate that protrusion.
Not the best wording.
No. I do like how Luigi has just completely admitted that any speaking or plot things don't really involve him. So he just takes a load off and waits.
Just lolls around on the side.
Yep. Once it's time for Bros attacks, he'll be back in the game.
We're going to slowly fix his back.
Alright everyone, grab your tea, because it's time for a little break. 2 minutes and 50 seconds into the video.
It's hard work.
It is. Does Mario even have a chiropractor's license, or is he just feeling his way around inside there? If he's got a pinched nerve, then shoving two human bodies in there isn't really gonna help.
It's like a nice massage.
They're using their fire flower powers to just give him a nice warm feeling.
Bro-style acupuncture.
Last time we did this, he gained the ability to jump and shell slam.
Now he just gains the ability to sip tea.
And walk again.
Well, yes, that too.
He was perfectly fine in the safe. It was the act of being thrown and having the safe explode around him that caused his back to go all out of whack.
Can't imagine being cramped in there helped at all, though.
No, true. Probably sore in lots of places. We're just gonna have a nice, peaceful rest. Just us, Toadsworth, and Toadbert just chilling out. Sipping some tea.
Sit back and listen to the sounds of the Mushroom Kingdom CD.
There's some lovely block calls and Sound of the Toad children playing in the distance.
Sounds of the waves on the shores of Black Beach.
The rain pattering off the roof of your home that looks exactly like you. Content in the knowledge that two plumbers from Brooklyn are completely responsible for the safety of your entire world. Oh, nope, time to wake up.
Nope.
Get up.
Alarm's going off.
Gotta go. Action and adventure to be had. Not sure about that animation, Bowser, but sure.
Quite a pose he had going on there.
Yeah.
Well, the inside of his back certainly looks brighter.
Looks like a turtle shell that someone vomited on. But he has a new trick now.
Curl up into a ball.
You probably saw these dirt patches from way back in the beginning of the game. All the way back in Cavy Cape, where we first had actual gameplay.
I like how Toadbert already has names for abilities that only Bowser can use, that he has just now discovered how to do.
Well, let's be fair. Spike Ball is hardly inventive.
True.
I mean, it's not like it's the Pokey Crush-O-Matic 5000.
He's just trying to sound smart. He saw Bowser curl into a ball and said, "Oh, it's the spike ball technique. Haven't you guys heard of it?"
How can they see this?
I don't know, but they seem to just be looking at the top screen.
Also, if Bowser's rolling around, shouldn't they be getting thrown all over the place?
You'd think so. Maybe they're in some central area where that doesn't spin somehow. They're in like a little pocket, like a little gyroscopic pocket within Bowser.
Every time he uses the spike ball, they have to rush there as fast as they can.
Mm-hmm.
That or actually he's detached from the shell. He's just wearing it. I mean, you can switch shells. So maybe he just curls it up and uses it like a big hamster ball. He's just in there, naked, pushing it around. This is our last ability for the game. Spike Ball, as shown, lets you climb the dirt paths and also lets you break statues. You can also run over blocks. Unfortunately, it does have two downsides. If you are on flat ground, you just keep going whatever direction you push. And also, running into enemies does not count as a preemptive strike. You're better off just slide punching everywhere.
Yeah, the slide punch still seems like it's quicker.
It's a little faster, and anything you hit lets you get a early shot in.
Yep.
That ability, we can come back here to the very beginning of the game and get a quick piece of armor that I will totally forget to look at again.
It's probably really good.
You can also open up that doorway that goes back to the underground passage. It turns out you can actually roll around on the railroad with the spike ball if you want, but it's really useless.
You'd think there'd be something hidden in there.
No, it's just a fast travel way. You're better off using the actual fast travel.
All aboard the Bowser Express.
We burned the Bowser Express, remember? That was a while ago.
No, that was the Fawful Express.
Oh.
Bowser Express is where you just balance on Bowser as he rolls down the railroad.
Now I'm getting horrible flashbacks to the Super Mario Galaxy levels where you're on top of the ball and you have to use the Wiimote controls to roll around.
Oh god. Some of those were really hard.
Fighting the McAwfuls is pretty much similar. One downside is once they're just ahead, you have to suck them in and let Mario and Luigi take care of them. Also, when they do this downward attack, you do have to wait till the last second to block with your shell. Otherwise, you can't stay down long enough to block the whole thing. And when they land in front of you and you punch them, it starts a kind of red, blue, yellow roulette system. Depending on what you get different effects. Red makes them blow up, but you also take damage. And you do want to make sure you stop to fight at least one of these before you head into the castle proper, because they have a blitty.
Gotta find all the little kitty blocks.
Don't worry, we will.
Get your crazy rewards.
Bowser's actually a little bit behind in levels at this point, because during all my farming and grinding sessions, he was locked in a safe.
I'm sure he'll be fine. He's like super buff.
He's actually not as buff as you'd think at this point.
No, the enemies start to get pretty buff as well.
We are in the very end of the game. Still a couple videos left though. The run up to the end takes quite a bit of effort.
Yep. It's the challenging and complicated last dungeon, basically.
It's kind of 3 dungeons all stacked on top of each other.
These guys are annoying.
They are really hard to punch. The perspective is all off. Time for Bowser to have some more of a snack. That is Naplock. He has a blitty for us. First, let's take care of these things.
Just let Mario and Luigi deal with them. I'm sure they won't be as annoying to them.
These are alarm bombs. Whether inside or outside of Bowser, their attack is the same, and they are a pain to hit, especially when you keep whiffing.
You can go after them with both bros, but it'd probably just make things more complicated.
Naplock actually has 2 modes. Right now he's awake. When he's awake, this is his only attack. He brings out 7 blocks and you have to punch some of them down. The rest get thrown up in the air and dropped on you. You can get it down to 2 if your timing is perfect, but after 2 he will always throw them. If you don't get any, because if you don't miss the punch he will just throw the whole stack, you cannot block all the damage.
You block 4 pretty easily, it seems. It looks like maybe if you timed it perfectly you could stop 5. Any more than that.
I think you can even get 6.
Really?
If you're dead on. I wouldn't suggest it.
No.
We'll actually see sleeping Naplock in a little bit. First, the gimmick for this part of the dungeon.
Keys!
At least they're keys, they're not energy spheres or whatever that thing we found in the Pump Works was.
They're color-coded keys. The energy spheres were just for inside Bowser.
I guess it would be kind of weird to have locked doors in his colon.
He has to find the key and swallow it for them.
And the key is just a lot of fiber. We have to go after the 3 keys. First one you're going to want to do is left to get the red key. In case you couldn't guess, hitting those bubbles will start a fight.
Since the bubble is kind of their attack, if you hit the bubble, does that count as them getting the first hit?
It really only goes by getting hit from behind. So probably if you get hit from behind. Because if you get hit by a overworld attack, as long as you're
facing it, you're good.
right.
Gotcha.
The spike ball is actually surprisingly hard to control on the walls. Your point of contact is a lot narrower than it looks like. It's really just that center bit of spikes. If you do fall off, you can catch yourself, and thankfully it doesn't do the keep going in whatever direction thing when you're on the wall. I will be showing off where all the equipment items in this map are, but not just the random pickups and consumables. If you're playing along, you'll have to explore for those on your own.
You just have to be good enough that you don't need a bunch of mushrooms and hot wings and stuff.
By good enough, I mean willing to grind enough.
But hey, we found some new friends! Or minions. Same difference.
This is the second to last special attack Bowser gets. I'll be saving it for the boss, which will probably be in the next video, because I end up having to use it so many times on the boss anyway, you'll get your fill of Magic Koopas.
The best way to kill most of the bosses is just spam a special attack.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it's been in all of the Mario and Luigi games.
Gameplay-wise, there's nothing really wrong with it because you're, like, doing something for each of the attacks. But when you're just watching it, I could see it getting a bit tedious.
Next we have to play hide and seek with the blue key. The game's fairly good about kind of leading you on. But you do have to search a little bit.
Fawful's really just taunting Bowser at this point. If the keys can just, like, fly up to the ceiling and stay there where he can never reach them, but instead they choose to just go in annoying areas that he can actually get to.
This is what happens if you don't get a preemptive strike on a nap block. First thing you'll note is that the clocks get turned off, because seriously, everyone just hits the snooze alarm. Still better off trying to take care of those with Mario and Luigi. They don't have that much health. Okay, maybe they have a bit more than I thought.
It's not too bad, though. And you've got Mario and Luigi beefed up pretty good.
They are very beefy. They are made of beef. They are the Angus to Bowser's 80% lean.
Super beef bros.
So while Naplock is asleep, it will spit out two kinds of bubbles. The first kind are these radioactive ones. Might want to get that looked at.
Maybe they're just like disgusting snot bubbles.
You need to duck under them. Fairly easy. And the other kind are mushrooms. You want to let them hit you, and then as the mushroom is falling down, punch so it lands on your fist.
They should probably get that looked at too.
The thing is, they are such a jovial bunch that every time they're eating or drinking anything, people just keep telling them jokes, and they just keep getting all this stuff stuck up their nose.
They just end up with a bunch of mushrooms in their nose.
Part of their natural biological process for a Yellowstone person to get rid of it that way.
Sure, why not? They're also belching up bricks, so who am I to judge?
An eternal supply of bricks. Man, Block Monsieur would be really upset with these guys if he saw this going on.
Well, he'd be upset at Bowser because he's just destroying all the blocks. They're just trying to give them to you. They just, like, have a stack and they're like, here, take some, and then you just keep punching them until they fall over and drop them all on your face.
As I was saying before, Bowser's, at least one of his lacking stats is power. Most of the other ones didn't have a 5 when I did my test recording. That doesn't mean I'm going to hit it or be any good even at the very end of the LP, but hey.
If you get a 1, that means it doesn't reduce the number as much, right?
This is Dark Treasure. It is just a reskin of the original one. Same attack, it's a little faster and more powerful.
Has more health to go through, I guess.
Yes. And a Blitty. It also has a higher chance to run away, which sucks, because after it beats on you, then you end up with no experience to show for it.
And no sweet cash.
Nope.
You have to get all that gold so you can go buy those crazy expensive star rank gear.
I feel this game sets a poor example for everyone playing it. It is advocating hiding in the freezer. Impressionable young minds are gonna see that and just go, well, I should do that too. Another caveat about the nap block is that if you do not properly block its falling blocks, you will get hit by all of them. Because there is a second of stun. And, yeah. That second is enough for the entire thing to come crashing down on your head.
Don't think we've seen how much damage they do, but I'm sure that getting hit by that whole tower is not a good idea.
No, things in this part of the game hit hard. Speaking of hitting hard, if we suck in these Dark Fawful guys, that bomb does a bit of damage. Also, there's a giant evil Yoshi inside Bowser.
Yep, he did not come with these enemies. He was just there. We'll never see him.
He is too monstrous for us to know about. We could not look on him and survive.
That's what Bowser needs in like a new Mario game. They need to get to Bowser, and Bowser needs to have his own Yoshi.
Like Boshi?
Yeah, but like not. Just like a big evil spiky turtle dinosaur version.
I swear we have almost caught this key, and it's definitely the longest one to catch. But first, a new enemy, which I almost neglect.
Gotta catch those blitties.
Yep, now we get the Dark McAwful. A very, very quick, not exactly a reskin, but definitely a rehash of an enemy we just saw.
Yep. It's like the Mark II, basically.
It has 2 attacks. The first is it raises its fist and starts the countdown, and right as it goes to 0, or just before you want to punch, so you do kind of a cross counter. Also of note is the Dark Trashers have the most HP of any non-boss in the game.
Huh.
At 360.
I guess they are kind of like a special enemy, because you get all that money out of them.
Remember, because once they're open, they do still have more health, and if you want to kill them, you have to take that out too.
That's true, you just get the instant kill by sucking out all the money.
And the Dark McAwful's other attack is, instead of raising its fist, it charges up its star. And in doing so, it fires a blast at you, which you have to duck, and again, as it's going to 0, get up and punch it.
The enemies start to have those multi-stage defenses, or you actually have to use like both of them, or punch multiple times, or something along those lines.
It does also have a second form. When it goes down to just a head, there's a chance it will, if it's not the last enemy, it'll create a new body, like you saw the regular ones do before. And that one has a haywire counter. When it gets to 2, it just kind of freaks out, and you have to count yourself. It also does more damage and has more defense. And also, the Blitty we got from him is the last one in the game.
Yay, you saved all of the kitties from fates worse than death.
We'll see what the reward for that is next video. It's actually pretty sweet.
First, you gotta get this green key.
First, I have to get ahead of myself and not realize that the key didn't go to that spot first. I just gotta chase it around until it ends up in the bottom there.
Just gets fed up after a while and goes, fine, I'm going down here. You'll never get here.
And you can actually pop out of your spike ball while on the spikes. It just hurts you like you'd expect and pops you back.
It just stabs you in the butt because it spikes.
I'm not sure what happened there because you're supposed to be able to just punch the key when it gets to that last section.
Maybe it's like after a certain amount of times you just get it, and that time it happened to end up not in that spot.
Yeah, because in my test recording I only scared it away the once.
Oh.
And it went down the corner and then I got it.
Huh.
I don't know.
Maybe there's just a little bit of randomness to it.
If you're playing this, just persistence is key. We have all 3 keys. You actually only need the blue one to progress.
But who doesn't like collecting keys?
The red one's important because it has the Koopas, and this one has the piece of equipment. That'll do it for us. Thank you for watching, and join us next time when we continue deeper into the castle.